Hey, welcome to another episode of Camp and Camera. Today we're going to add some bells and whistles to the Camp Easy Teardrop. Hey, welcome back everyone. If this is your first time here, it's good to have you. If you're a repeat watcher, welcome back. We've been using the Camp Easy Teardrop for several months now, just got it built this year, and every time we take it on a trip somewhere, we find out more about what we like and what we don't like. Well, today we're going to show you a few items since our last trip that we've added to make camping a little easier and a little more secure. So the first item I want to show you is a way to put your iPad on the cabinetry on the inside of your teardrop, so you've got a way to watch movies or maybe even have a fake fireplace. So let's check this out. So on a recent trip to West Virginia, we had downloaded a movie on, I think Amazon Prime or something like that, onto Joanne's iPad. And we wanted to watch that, and what we found is when we were laying in bed, we just had to hold it, and that worked fine for about 10-15 minutes, but after that you got tired of holding it. So I picked up this iPad mount and just put it on the middle of the cabinet here, and I've just got a fireplace on it right now. I thought it'd be kind of cute going to bed to just have a fireplace, on the teardrop. But this will keep it from us having to hold it. Now this one I think is this iPad mini, but I've tried it in my larger iPad, my 9.7-inch iPad. It'll also work well with that. So, and this thing is really sturdy. The reviews that I read about it said that it was so solid and so sturdy that one person even had mounted it to an ATV and was using their iPad as like a GPS. So I thought, well shucks, if it'll hold up on an ATV, it'll certainly hold up on a teardrop. So for the second item, the last time we camped, it was, I don't know, like in the 50s, maybe lower 60s during the day. And it got down in the mid to upper 30s at night. Now, I mean, if it's cold, you bundle up, turn on an electric blanket. If it's not cold, you don't. It's easy. But still, I was wondering, what temperature was it? What's the humidity? Are the walls going to sweat? And I'm a guy that likes to measure stuff. So I found this really nifty temperature and humidity monitor. There's got to be a word for that, hygrometer, humidistat, something like that. But I put it on the inside of the camper here, and it not only tells you your current conditions, but it also tells you the highs and the lows since the monitor was turned on and reset. So this is pretty neat. The big numbers on the right show you what the current conditions are: 58.3 degrees Fahrenheit and 51% humidity. And the cool thing is the little numbers on the left shows you what the high and low is since you last pushed the reset button. So teardrops come in all shapes and sizes, and so do the doors. Some are like rectangular or square, some are round. These doors are pretty large. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think they're like maybe 42, 44 inches front to back or wide. And one problem that we had is that when you're laying in bed and you want to open or close the door, sometimes it's hard to reach the door handle. So we picked up some aftermarket door handles to help out with that. So here's the lock that we use to lock it with, and here's the new door handles I put on. These are just a polymer or plastic door handle. It goes on with 2 screws, and it's got little caps to cap the screws. But this will be a lot closer to us when we're laying in bed, and should make it easier to grab to open and close the door. So you can see there's a pretty good distance between where the pill is, where your head's at, and all the way down here to the old door latches and door locks. So the new vertical handle is quite a bit closer to you and should make it a lot easier when that door is swung out wide to pull it back shut. So let's talk about storage for a minute. I'm always looking for a place to put my billfold, my keys and whatnot. So here's a couple bins that I put in that slide out. And then for my hat, I put these command hooks at top, and it's a good place to put my hat at night. So those are a few items that we did to upgrade the inside of the teardrop. Now we did a couple things for safety and security on the outside. Before I show you those though, we got a couple errands we're going to run. We're stopping at is it called an artesian well?
I think it's a spring.
A spring, that's what we'll call it. There's a little spring just off of a side road down a path that really only the locals know about. This thing has been producing spring water for gosh, ever, I guess, as long as I've been living here. But Grandma and Grandpa used to come down here, and that's where they would get their water to drink, to make coffee, Kool-Aid, you know, tea, anything they wanted to drink. This is where they come get their water, and it's a very popular spot.
Yeah.
Especially on Saturdays.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes you have to wait in line to get water here.
Yeah.
As you can see right now, there's 3 vehicles sitting there. So
Yeah.
we're actually going through and coming back, so we may have to stop on the way back. But yeah, I want to stop and get some of this nice, cool water. So a few episodes back, on a trip to West Virginia, we met up with a really nice couple named Ron and Jeannie Snow, and they were kind enough to give us a bag of canned goods they called A Taste of West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And we've made quite a bit of stuff out of it, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So today we're going to return the favor. It's coming up on Christmas time, and we're down here in a little town in Tennessee called Muddy Pond, Tennessee, and we're at I guess it's a Mennonite community.
Yes.
Yep. And there's a couple stores here, general stores. They sell like bulk goods and whatnot. And there's a couple locations here where they make, is it molasses or sorghum?
Sorghum.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
I don't either. But it's sorghum, and we use it. Sometimes I'll put it on pancakes or hot biscuits. You can make...
I've made gingerbread and
Yeah.
molasses cookies.
Yeah, gingerbread molasses cookies. So we're going to pick up some sorghum here at the Muddy Pond area and let them have a taste of Tennessee. So just try to return that favor. So hey, Ron and Jenny from Tennessee. So let's get out in Muddy Pond and see what all's here.
The old-fashioned kind.
I just hit the mother load. Dark chocolate orange slices.
I've made those for you.
Yeah, but I don't have any today. So that bottle of custard, what do you do with that? What's that for?
You drink it.
You just drink custard?
Yeah, it's just a drink. That's why it's in a milk bottle.
So this is the Muddy Pond Leather Shop. All kinds of belts and harnesses for horses and collars for dogs and whatnot. I can't even begin to tell you how good it smells in here. It's just so strong, like fresh leather. It's a pretty neat place. I'm gonna have to just jump into it and grab a piece of this. Oh. So the little town of Muddy Pond is actually named after a muddy pond, and there's a sign here that says it's in memory of Gardner and Irma Phillips, 1885 to 1948, and 1906 to 2003. So anyway, this is the official Muddy Pond. I'll just get it right from the source, huh? That's cool. And I always get the third one back of everything I do. So that was $7. So there we go. Got it right from the source, from the little honor system box. so it looks like there's still a line, but I'm gonna see if maybe they'll let me skip line just to get one bottle. It's crazy, this place. The locals know about it, and a lot of people come here to get their water. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
This must be water day.
It is.
Oh, you're just fine there. I've been coming here off and on since I was a kid, and I just stop by and usually just get one bottle of drink on the way through.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's good water. I can't drink that. It comes out the
Bring you down.
No,
Bring you down.
there's no taste in this. It's good, clean water, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Grandma and Grandpa used to come here before they passed away.
99.99%
Yep.
pure.
Hey, thank you all. You all have a good day. See you.
You too.
God bless you. You too.
Road didn't come through here, was it? So they went from-
Look at that, how clear that is. Just good old spring water out of the country. Absolutely tasteless.
See if you don't taste that and then have like a taste of snow.
So that's one of the cool things about living in the country. For one, we just love the people here. I mean, we grew up here. We just love the people in the country. But you can just pull off on the side of the road and get spring water. You know, you can go to the Mennonite markets, and we just love East Tennessee. All right, so we're back from our little day trip out. How cool was that, going to a local Mennonite market and finding spring water out in the country? So, hey, I want to show you some things that we're doing to the outside of the camper, really related to safety and security. I mean, gosh, I spent a long time building this camper. I can't imagine, after all of the, sweat, blood, tears, and money that I put into this thing, that somebody would steal it and haul it down the road. I mean, anybody can steal anything, no matter how secure you try to make it. But I at least like to find a way to make it more hassle than it's worth, or make them go to an easier target. So I wanted to find a couple good locks to put on the camper, just to at least slow a thief down. The first one I found, after doing quite a bit of research, because there are some very expensive locks out there, is this tongue lock or coupler lock from Gorilla Guard. Now, this thing's pretty heavy, and I read some really good reviews on it, and it seemed like it had some features of some of the really expensive tongue locks, but in a lower price option. So let me show you how this goes on. So the first thing to mention is the lock and key that you open it with and latch it with. This is not a standard key. This is something that, I don't know, kind of reminds me of what would be on a soda machine, but not everybody's just going to have a key that'll fit in here. So it goes in this ring and opens it up, and you can see that it opens and closes this little plunger or pin. So this lock works by sliding it over the coupler, pushing the pin in with the key, and then turning the key. And you'll see that it is a very, very nice fit. You can rotate a little bit back and forth, but it's not coming off there. And from what I've read, it takes a whole lot of work to try to get one of these off, even with the right tools. So hopefully that'll slow a thief down. So the next one was kind of a freebie. Even if you have a good lock on your camper, a thief can always hook the chains up to the back of their tow vehicle and pull it off. So I already had this long pin going through the latch here, and I just ran it through my safety chains to keep anybody from putting those on there. So the last form of security I put on there is this wheel lock by TRIMAX. This is the TCL 65, and it comes in two pieces or two halves. Those slide together over the wheel, and it locks down again with a soda fountain or soda machine type key. And there's even a built-in chock in the front of it. So I've watched a few YouTube videos myself from other campers suggesting different kind of locks that they can put on a camper, and without fail, every single one of those, there's always been the naysayers come on and say, well, I can bust through that lock in 30 seconds. Any two-bit criminal can figure that one out and be gone with your camper in just a moment. Well, maybe that's true, but I'm not going to leave my camper unlocked, and I don't want to just use one form of security. I want to have two or three, because the camper next to me may not. Maybe it's in an area that if you make enough noise, it'll draw attention to them, and having to go through one lock may not be that big of a deal. Maybe 2 won't be that big of a deal. Maybe 3 would be. So I want to at least do something. So for all the naysayers out there that say I'm wasting my time, that's fine. Say it if you want to. I'm going to put a few locks on my camper, and I'm going to feel better about it when I leave the campground. So there you have it. A few items to put on the inside and the outside of your teardrop to make it a little more useful and a little more secure. Before we get out of here, I want to mention a couple cool viewers. One of them I ran into in person, one I've been talking to on the net. First, we have Jerry and Nanny that I met up with in Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, I met a model airplane swap meet down here in Antioch, Tennessee, and I ran into a nice guy named Jerry Nanny. Turns out he's a subscriber of the Camp and Camera YouTube series, so it's just super cool getting to run into you down here.
It is, truly is.
So he's been watching the channel for a while, and he happens to be into model airplanes, so we got a kindred spirit. But I just wanted to show that. So Jerry, it's a pleasure meeting you, my friend.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
The second viewer I want to mention is a gentleman named Brian Zimney, and the cool thing is that Brian is actually starting his own teardrop build, and it's not just any teardrop. It's actually going to have the wall shape of our own Camp Easy 5945. Brian reached out to us and said that he liked the shape of the teardrop and he wanted to build one with the same lines. So I hooked him up with a set of blueprints, and he's taking it from there, and I look forward to keeping you updated on his project. So good luck on the build, Brian. So hey, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, click the bell to be notified of future videos, and if you like this one, give us a thumbs up. So until next time, take care. We'll see you on the road.